Located in present-day Westminster, California, the Post Brothers plow was built in 1937 by brothers Charles and Norman Post. The plow has an estimated weight of between 10 and 15 tons. It is 37 feet long, stands 12 feet high, and is 11 feet wide. The blade measures a staggering 7 feet long, and each wheel is more than 6 feet tall. Although their plow would be used to reclaim nearly 8,000 acres of farmland following catastrophic flooding, they never intended their plow to be used for farming. The plow was typically pulled by 3 to 5 100 horsepower D8 Caterpillar tractors, and it could dig a trench 6 feet deep. At the time the plow was built, there was no Westminster, California, and it was located in the small town of Bolsa, which was largely an agricultural community. Since Bolsa was located near the Santa Ana River, the area was prone to flooding. The river, while relatively dry most of the year, drains the largest watershed of California's South Coast region and is prone to flash floods during periods of high rain. It is said that the Post brothers got the idea for their plow from a neighboring farmer, Paul Plavin. In the early 1930s, Plavin built what was then proclaimed to be the world's largest plow to help repair his fields from past flooding. After seeing the results of Plavin's plow, the Post brothers rented it to service their own soil. A few years after renting Plavin's plow, the brothers created their own massive plow that would completely dwarf Plavin's. This would set off a rivalry between the Post brothers and Plavin, as the latter would claim to have evidence that the brothers disassembled and reverse engineered his plow and then patented theirs once finished. Since Plavin's plow nor its original plan still exist, it's impossible to say if he was correct, but comparing photographs of the two plows makes it clear they are quite different. Plavin's plow used a frame design, which would most definitely be far too weak to be used on a plow the size of the Post brothers. Instead, the brothers used a solid steel beam to support the massive plow and handle the strain of digging such deep furrows. That key difference does not prove the Post brothers' plow was 100% their own design, but it does prove that they did not copy Plavin's design directly. According to an interview conducted with one of the brothers in the 1950s, the plow was never intended to be used as a farm tool. Rather, they created it to dig the deep trenches needed to run underground utility lines. Although the contract that led to the Plow's creation would ultimately fall through, the Plow did see a brief period of its original use during World War II at bomb testing sites in Nevada, where it was used to dig deep trenches for underground cables. In 1938, the Post brothers would simultaneously have a stroke of good and bad luck when the Santa Ana River flooded the area once again. The flood was caused by two storms that inundated the area with more than a year's worth of rain in just a few days. Between 113 and 115 people were killed by the flooding, and it caused $78 million in damages, or $1.7 billion today. The flooding was so bad, in fact, that it would require the Army Corps of Engineers and other agencies to cover local stream beds in concrete and build many new flood control dams and debris basins. About 280 miles of streams in the Los Angeles River system were encased in concrete. Following the flood, the once fertile farmland was covered by a thick layer of sandy silt. With its nutrients buried, the land was no longer suitable for farming and was often abandoned. The Post brothers soon discovered that their once useless plow was actually a gold mine. Once it was discovered what their plow could do, neighboring farms rented it out at a rate of $100 per day or per acre, the equivalent of nearly $2,200 in 2024 dollars. The Plow was able to bring back to life 6,000 acres of important farmland following the 1938 flood, and would also help reclaim 1,500 acres of Missouri farmland following catastrophic flooding in the early 1990s. The Plow proved so popular, the brothers created a separate business to sell and rent plows of various designs, as well as provide replacement parts for those who needed them. Like all farmers in the area, both the Post brothers and Plavin would sell their vast land holdings as land values ballooned during the building boom following World War II. The area experienced even more demand for housing following the Vietnam War, as Westminster became the primary location for Vietnamese refugees fleeing the war. Today, the Post family still owns a few of the last remaining acres of undeveloped land in Westminster, and Plavin has an elementary school named after him in neighboring Fountain Valley. Although we can no longer physically admire Plavin's plow, the Post brothers' plow can be seen at the Westminster Historical Society Museum in Westminster, California. Museum grounds are only open 3 hours per month, but the plow is clearly visible from the street. I would like to say thank you to the Westminster Historical Society for allowing me access to the plow, and for many of the images found in this video that could not be found online. They have many historical buildings that have been relocated to the historical park, including the area's first drugstore, which opened in 1873. The large Warren family barn houses classic emergency vehicles used by the city of Westminster throughout the years, as well as other relics of times past.